How to create realistic expectations with your clients. That's what we're talking about today. We're going to kind of carry on from our topic from last week. If you didn't see last week, go back, check it out. We talked about the 3 consumer guides that NAR provided for you to help better explain the settlement, what it means to them, what it means to a buyer, why a written agreement is to their benefit, how to handle open houses, and how realtors work in their best interests, regardless of compensation. Now, one step further for that, we're going to take those guides. We're going to teach you some ways today to make them better. We're going to teach you some scripts so that you can learn how to better communicate what's in those guides, because I have found sometimes when you just have a form or a guide, some agents will just like email it. Here's a guide, check it out. If you provide something, you should say, here's what's in it. Then you should show them what's in it. And then you should recap what you talked about and see if they have any questions, right? And we want to help you to do that a little bit better. And for the first time ever, we are going to do a Zoom role play open to the public. I'm going to give you a link to register. I'll put it in the chat here in just a moment. Put it in the chat. So it'll be at 10 a.m. on Fridays, 10 to 10:30, just 30 minutes to start. And we're going to put plans into action, meaning we're going to give you the scripts, but if you don't practice them and internalize the dialogue, it's no good. It's not good as the paper that they're printed on because it's digital anyways. Okay? So why don't I just do that right now? Oh, man, I am very zoomed in on Instagram. So if you're watching this on Instagram, I'll be less in your face if you join me on Facebook as well. If you're watching this on LinkedIn, we're also on Facebook, but you could see it just as well. And if you're watching this on the playback, please post any questions, comments, suggestions that you might have in the comments, and we will address them, especially if it's something you've specifically been hearing again and again from buyers or sellers or agents for that matter. We want to help you to be able to communicate more effectively. Okay? Now I'm going to start by giving you this link. I don't want to make you wait because some of you will already leave the live stream. Come on, you leave. Come on, you leave. Okay, so I'm going to put it in the comments on Facebook like that, and then I'll put it in the comments on, sometimes my Rochester accent comes out, on Facebook or on Instagram. Okay, I think I posted it twice, or did I post it once? I think you should be able to just copy and paste that if you're on Instagram while the live stream is going, because these comments disappear after the live stream. All right, let's get into it. Recap. Last week, consumer guides were released by NAR, 3 different consumer guides. Why it's important for you to, or why it benefits a buyer to sign a written agreement. The second one was open houses and how they are handled, because there is much miscommunication, as well as, agents, when potential buyers, or just people walk into their open house, they're going, wait, you must sign a written agreement before coming in here. And I'd go, okay, I'm going to leave your open house. See you later. Okay, because that's not the case. That is not the case, my friends. And then the third one was best interest. All right, so I want to do this. I'm going to share my screen. So there's the Zoom link right there. And actually, if you join the Zoom after, you're going to get scripts. You're going to get scripts for days. I have scripts for super buyers agents. I have these scripts that we're going to do today for consumer, the consumer guides. And then I have door knocking scripts as well, because it just doesn't have to be about buyer representations. Hello from Queens. What's the link, please? You have to come over to Facebook. I posted it in the chat on Instagram. Send me a direct message. That's the answer. If you're watching this on Instagram, send me a direct message. I'll reply back with the link so that you can join us live on the Zoom at 10 a.m. Eastern every Friday. 10 a.m. Eastern every Friday. Okay. So if you want the consumer guides, you're going to go to my chatbot. It's jmanabot.com. Okay. And then you just type in consumer guides. jmanabot. I'll go back here for 1 second just to remind you. jmanabot.com. Okay, jmanabot.com. All right. You go there, you type consumer guides, you're going to get the 3 guides. Now, that'll bring you here, and you can ask all these questions. So what I did, I'm going to tell you what I did first. I went into, you can go right into ChatGPT, okay? That's fine. Or you can go into search ChatGPTs because you want to go into my exclusive buyer's agent expert GPT, and I'll share that link as well. I keep giving you all these free stuff all the time because I want you to be better. Okay, so I went in here, and what's great about ChatGPT is that you can upload documents, right? You see right here at the bottom, that paperclip. Wait, for a second, does anybody remember the paperclip from Microsoft that used to like help you? Wasn't it Microsoft? I feel like it was Microsoft Office, and he would bounce around and like give you tip. Okay, sorry, I got sidetracked. All right, so what I'm going to do here is last week I shared the guides, 3 different guides. What I'm going to do is you can upload more than 1 PDF. So you upload all 3 PDFs. See that happening there, right? Consumer Guide Realtor, Consumer Guide Written Agreements, Consumer Guide to Open House. And these are pretty good. The first ones that they released were good. They could have been a little bit better. That's the nicest way for me to say that. I feel like some of the wording was it. So they clarified some of the things that made it better with this one. Now, once I have these guides up, there's a number of things that I can do. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to say, how can we make these consumer guides even better for the consumer and client? Okay, boom. That's first thing I'm gonna do. Oh, shoot, the dancing people are still behind me on Instagram. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, friends. That's strange. Publish. There we go. All right. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that, or I would have been here with the dancing people all this time. But at least you could see what I was doing. It's a great day. It's a great day. All right. So now you can see what I'm doing here. What I did was I uploaded the 3 guides. Let me just recap for those who didn't see what happened. And I just said, how can we make these consumer guides even better? Okay. One of the greatest use cases for AI is to take existing documents, brochures, PDFs, presentations. I've done this with a lot of my presentations. Like, how can we make this presentation better? But like, add slide this, explain that better. Or I might take a presentation and say, how can I create a handout from this presentation? And then it'll give me the framework for it, right? I'm not having it write everything for me, but it gives me the framework. I'm going to add in my specific brand voice, my personality, and finalize it that way. Okay. You always want to have a human in the loop. Nothing I do is going to be copy and paste directly from GPT because it's still not quite me, right? For those of you, man, I just got an invitation to an event this morning, and it was just chock full of emojis. I mean, it was emoji every line. And I'm like, you don't talk like that. This person has never sent me an email with an emoji in it, ever. Okay. Do I have emojis in the copy that I write? Yeah, a little bit, not too much. I'll have like the sirens and maybe a rocket ship or something here. Not too much. Less is more, in my opinion. Okay, so to make these consumer guides more effective for both consumers and clients, we can implement several improvements. Here's how to elevate them. Oh, I love the language used there. Simplify the language. Use plain language. While the guides are well written, simplifying the text further would make them more approachable to a broader audience. Oh, I like that. For example, swap legal or industry-specific terms for more everyday language. Example, instead of you are allowed to enter into any type of business relationship, say you can choose any type of working relationship with your agent. That's a great clarification, right? Instead of legalese. Add visuals, infographics. Include infographics to illustrate the steps involved in signing agreements. Okay, process diagrams, use simple diagrams that show step-by-step written agreements. Incorporate FAQs. Oh, I love that too. Frequently asked questions. Okay, include real-world examples, highlight key takeaways, address consumer pain points. Okay, we would go through this a little bit better. I don't want to spend a whole hour. I could spend a whole hour just on this. But what I'll do here, mobile-friendly versions optimized for mobile, make it interactive. Okay. So, since real estate laws can vary state by state, create space for users to input their state and more localized information. Okay. Create new documents with suggestions 1 through 7. Okay, that's going to be working for a little bit. It's thinking. That's what that means. But let me show you what I did earlier before we started today's class. Scroll this all the way down. So what I asked it was, I asked it for create scripts for these 3 guides to better explain them to consumers or clients. This is for you, right? Because we've given you the guides. Now we're helping you to explain the guides to your clients. Don't just send an email, please. Say, I sent it to them, or I'm sending you this agreement that you have to sign. Are you kidding me? Right? These people are spending a significant amount of their life savings with you to buy the home of their dreams. You need to explain everything. All these changes are fantastic. They're great because it provides more transparency. You have to explain it fuller. Here's how I work for you. Here's why you made the greatest choice in choosing me as your exclusive buyer's agent. And then here's how I'm compensated. Here's how I can be compensated, right? Here's my compensation, number 1, but here's how that can look depending on where you are in your state, right? It could be, my compensation is this. That could match what the seller's offering, then there's no issue. My compensation is X. It's different than the Y that the seller's offering, so there's a difference there. With your permission, I could ask the seller still. Or third option is the seller's not offering any compensation, which still, it's real estate. Everything's negotiable. Just because they're not offering it doesn't mean they won't be willing to take it. The net is the net on the sale of the home. So as long as they know what they're looking for, I haven't had a situation where a seller said no to compensation because they just wanted to say no, because that wouldn't make sense, right? So here we go. Script number 1 for explaining realtors' duty to put clients' interests above their own. That was the first guide. Introduction. Today we're going to discuss a critical aspect of working with a realtor. Okay, their duty to always prioritize your interests above their own. Right here, I think this is a good one to start with, because the misconception is that you're salespeople. You're trying to sell me something because you're going to get paid. Well, guess what? Code of Ethics states that we can't do that, right? And as a realtor member, I follow the Code of Ethics, and I can't filter properties based on compensation more or less. I can't be motivated to show a property because it's offering more, and I can't be dissuaded to show a property because it's offering less. So what I want you to understand is my compensation is X. Who pays that is what we have to figure out. So I would not want to filter properties based on compensation. I don't suggest that you do that, because just because an agent is saying that they aren't offering it doesn't mean that they won't when we write an offer. Because again, it's the net proceeds that the seller's going to care about. Does that make sense, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer? Okay, I'm not even looking at the script, but that's right. When you work with a realtor, your partnership with a professional committed to protecting transparency, provides transparency in it. Steering is prohibited. In this example, it's steering based on compensation, not steering based on other protected classes. Like you saying, oh, Jeremiah, you're Puerto Rican. Here's a great neighborhood for you. That's a different kind of steering, but steering based on compensation. Written agreements. Okay, starting August 17th, you'll sign a written agreement before touring homes. I might rephrase that just a little and say, you'll sign a written agreement with the agent who wants, before an agent shows you properties. Touring homes sounds weird, because they can still go to an open house. They don't need to, right? They could still call the listing agent. So it would be incorrect for you to say you have to sign something to see a house, because that's not the case. And In most states, it is not the law. So you saying, it's the law, you must sign, it's the law. Oh, poppycock, my friend, it is not the law. Okay? It could be an MLS rule. Okay, it's recourse. If at any point you feel a realtor has violated these ethical obligations, you have the right to file a complaint with the local or state for investigation, right? I have no problem talking about the code of ethics because I adhere to it, right? And I think it's okay for you to be open and honest and say, look, this has just gone into effect a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago now, almost. I think it'll be 3 weeks this weekend. And you may not have been asked, or you may have talked to other agents and heard something differently. Differently? Is that right? Heard something different. But I'm an expert at what I do. Okay? And this is how I'm explaining it to you. Other agents may not quite have a grasp of how to do this correctly, but we do. Okay? And here's what it looks like. Scripts for explaining consumer guide to open houses and written agreements. Again, attending an open house. If you come to the role play, you're going to get all these scripts. So you'll need to take pictures or write it down. Or you can create your own with the thing behind us with jmanabot.com or AI. Okay, so key points in the open house. No agreement required for open houses. So if you're working with the buyer exclusively, let them know, hey, I encourage you to go to open houses. It's a great way for you to view properties. When you get there, just let them know that you do have an exclusive buyer's agent. Give them my card. If you like the property, I'd be more than happy to come by and check it out, right? Usually, depending on my schedule and availability, that's a great way. You let the buyers go see as many properties as they want at open houses. They're working with you exclusively, and tell them to let the other agent know. The agreement comes into play if you're working the open house, if they start having a substantive conversation like, hey, if I was interested in writing an offer, could I work with you as the listing agent? And you may not even be the listing agent. You could be just an open house host. And that's a delicate scenario depending on your state, depending if you have transactional brokerage, depending if you have dual agency, and depending on what your broker policies are. So go to your broker first and say, in this scenario, what would you like us to do? Because you could, and hopefully the listing agent has addressed this with the seller already, work with them as an unrepresented buyer. So the seller is your client, and you work with the buyer as a customer. Okay, as long as that's fully disclosed and everybody understands. Again, transparency in the process. Say, okay, well, you don't necessarily have to have an agent. You could be unrepresented. Well, can I work with you? Well, unfortunately, I'm working for the seller in this transaction, and you would represent yourself. If you're looking for an agent, I have many agents that I could refer you to. Make sense? It goes further into when do agreements come into play. Written buyer agreements only required when you start actively working with an agent and touring homes. Touring homes does include virtually, right? Via video. I just sold an investment property to a client in New York City, 371 miles away from me. She hasn't seen the property in person yet, but we had a written buyer agreement signed before I went to show her those properties virtually. Okay. Written agreements, when do they come into play? Ensure transparency. And even, look, I even said it, I have this stuff memorized. Even virtual tours count as touring a home. Okay, ultimately, written agreements are to protect you and your agent by ensuring everyone understands the terms, right? Okay, great. Last one. Consumer Guide to Written Agreements. I think this one was really well written. Really well written. Really well written. Say that 10 times fast. This agreement outlines the services your agent will provide. Okay. Why sign it? Well, as of August 17th, written buyer agreements become mandatory in many parts of the country. Well, they're mandatory in all parts of the country for agents who want to work with a buyer and show them homes. They're not mandatory for the buyer to sign, but they're mandatory for an agent to have it signed. And it could be exclusive or non-exclusive, right? There's a number of things to it. It is negotiable, right? Remember, you can negotiate all aspects of the agreement. It's important that you discuss this. It's not, well, oh, no, nothing's negotiable. This is what it has to be. You can negotiate my compensation, but my compensation is this. Okay. Benefits of the agreement. The agreement also protects you by clarifying the relationship. And then what if you want to change or exit? It can be modified. with mutual agreement, meaning both the agent and the client, right? If you have somebody like, well, what if I'm unhappy with your services? No problem, right? What if, another one we're getting, what if the compensation is different than what's being offered? Well, I think this happens often if like new construction, new development might be offering a little bit more compensation. I think there you might have a reason to substantiate a difference in the compensation. I think besides that, you do have to talk about whether that could be a credit for them or you just allow the seller to keep that additional compensation so that they can net more money. Could be more beneficial in a multiple offer scenario. Okay. So that's that. Those three scripts to help you with your guide. Now, let me go back. What did I say over here? You still working? Okay, this one seems to be stuck. I'm going to redo that for a second. While that's working, I want to come back here. And what I want to do now is I'd like to create a guide. Write an outline for a buyer's guide to exclusive representation. Write an outline for a buyer's guide to exclusive representation. What would I do without spell check? They didn't even check that or catch that. Okay. So now it's going to write me an outline. Let it go, baby. Bum, bum, bum. Do we have any questions while I'm standing here waiting for work to work? Guys are not helping me very good today. Might have to go to GPT directly. Okay. Could be maybe my GPT, but we'll find out. I'm going to upload. Here we go. Write me an outline for real estate buyers and working with exclusive buyers agents. I'm going to get my guides again. Let's see here. What do we got? Where we at? Get my 3 guides. Give them that. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, it must have been a GPT issue. Okay. Rock and roll, baby. So I included the two consumer guides because it has additional information that I want to include in there. All right, so that's not bad. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to go to my favorite guide or presentation makers. There's my 3 favorites are going to be Canva, Gamma.app, and Beautiful.ai. You've heard me mention these before. If you're my friend and you've been on any of my live streams. Well, you don't have to be my friend, I guess, if you're on any of my live streams. Okay, so here's Beautiful.ai. I have a lot of beautiful presentations created here. So I'm going to go generate, right? It says create presentation, generate with AI. I come here now. It's going to be a buyer's guide to real estate and working with exclusive buyer's agents. I'm going to train the AI with additional context. I'm going to try this. I haven't uploaded a PDF before for it, but we're going to see how this works. I'm going to upload these 3 PDFs, even though it's kind of in my guide or in my no, I don't want to do that then because it's the only thing. Text file, Word document, or PDF. I'm going to do additional context, and then I'll go text like this, and then I'm going to put in my information like that. All right, generate presentation. Are you guys still there? Say something. I'm lonely. I don't hear from you. All right. Brian Phillips completed his workout today. Congratulations, my friend. Winning the wake up. That's what it's all about. Okay. Buyer's guide. This buyer, I don't know, but it's okay. Buyer's guide to real estate and working with exclusive buyer's agents. We can change any of that. Okay. But let's just say introduction to exclusive buyer's agents, definition of an exclusive buyer's agent, difference between exclusive and non-exclusive, importance of agents focus solely on buyer's interests. Next one, benefits of working with an exclusive buyer's agent, advocacy, aspects of more listening, negotiation expertise, transparency and honesty, the importance of written buyer agreements, what it is, why are they necessary, and how they protect you. Love it, baby. The Realtor Code of Ethics, duty to act in the best interest of the buyer, no steering or influence by commission. Boom! FAQs about working with exclusive buyer's agents, when to sign, negotiating terms, exiting your agreement. Has some FAQs there. You can create more FAQs, of course, with AI. And then key takeaways, exclusive focus on your needs, written agreements bring clarity to the transaction, help you to clearly communicate with confidence. Oh, I love saying that. Realtors have ethical duties, okay? I got an accountability partner. All right, Esther, that's fantastic too. Okay, and then conclusion. I'm going to fix this little chart. And I'm going to say fix this image here. I'm going to say fit. Okay. Conclusion, work with an exclusive buyer's agent can give you a major advantage in your home search. Okay, look at, I made that in 5 minutes. I would probably take 30 minutes to create the real thing and then add additional slides, right? I might come back over here and go, what else could we add to this guide to make it even better? Well, I'm going to say question mark. It's going to give you more information. As it does that, enhancing guide suggestions. We're going to go over to our next one, Gamma.app, create new AI. Okay, creating with AI. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Paste in text. Presentation, website, or document. Could create a website. Well, I'm going to do presentation first. I've never done a website. I want to see what that's like. So we're going to come back to that. I like to try things out brand new for you. Okay, free form, card by card, prompt editor. Yeah, so like if you would take more time, I'm going to move out of the way. See, it says free form and card by card. So free form means it allows it to select. It is numbered. It should do okay. But for those of you who are control freaks and want to control every single page and what's on there, you could do card by card. Okay, and this is Gamma.app. Okay, watch this. Cards. Pick a theme. I don't like this cocky color. I'm going to go with this one. Yee! Let's go. Generate. Okay, and while that's cooking, where are we going to go? Canva, my friends. Carla, this is a different link, actually. Thanks for asking, Carla. If you're on Facebook, so right in the comments I put, it's my AI chatbot. You can ask a lot of these questions, but it starts with asking it for consumer guides. NAR released some consumer guides last week. You'll get all 3 consumer guides. Also in the comments on Facebook, you'll see a link to register for a Zoom. That's at 10 o'clock, 10 to 10:30. We're going to do it every Friday and do a live role play. Okay. In there, I will give you access to almost hundreds of scripts. I think I have close to 70 different buyer scripts. Then I have door knocking scripts. Then I have consumer guide scripts that I have shared with you today. Okay. Now, Canva By far, man, you have a Canva. Hopefully, you already have a Canva Pro account. They're freaking awesome. I mean, I think their price is going to go up soon just because they're adding so much value and they have so much AI built in. What I did was I went in there, I said real estate buyer's guide presentation. Okay, now I want to check this out. Let's go look at this. These folks look nice. Let's go look at this. Let's customize this template. Okay, and we have 7-page guide. Let's see. Your comprehensive home guide, navigate the real estate market, essential tips for home buyers, understanding your budget, essential buyer's guide. This is pretty nice. Okay, guiding you with expertise. And so, again, you could use the AI guide that we created. But let me show you next level. Once you have your guide created, let me go to manfam.bigbrainchatbots. Okay, so this is we build AI chatbots. You can go to bigbrainchatbots.com/real estate or just bigbrainchatbots.com. But watch this. So if I go down here, I put a lot of work into this. So I just want to show you kind of what the next level could look like for you. Because I think if I have extra time, which many of you do, I would spend it building up your buyer presentation, but then I think a buyer guide is separate, right? Buyer presentation is about you and the value you provide. A buyer guide is to help them through the process. And so I call it the Monero Team Dream Home Guide, right? So if I go on here, in Canva, they work with an affiliate called Hazine. Now listen to the song.
Christina J-Man 2, here for you, it's true. Real estate heroes fly.
Oh, look at this. Let's check out the guide.
Through the deals you buy, they find your perfect spot. Dream home on the dot. From the search to close, you're the one who knows. Monero Team is here. Wipe away your fear.
Yeah. So the Hazine, I just like the flip book a little bit better. You could provide them a PDF if that's what they prefer. But for me, I think the viewing experience is much better. And then this product, hazine.com, allows you to add audio on the back end, like background music. And so I created the theme song with Suno.ai. So much to share with you, folks. So much. All right, so let's go back and see how Gamma did and how beautiful.ai did. Okay, we actually saw that already. Boop. Okay, so here's the Gamma.app. Let's check it out. Let's do our presentation. Starting with the first one, exclusive buyer's agent, your advocate in home buying. I'm going to present. Let's present. Understanding exclusive buyer's agents. Benefits of working with an exclusive buyer's agent. Hold on a second. Unwavering advocacy. Yeah, Carla, this is definitely being recorded. You can watch it back later. You got it. 2, expanded property access. 3, expert negotiation, right? And like as you have more things that you do, that might be another page and another page and another page and another page and another page, right? So you're like you have all this value that you're providing. But check this out. Okay. The importance of written buyer agreements. Define the agreement, establish clarity, protect your interests. Realtor code of ethics. Got to fix that. Sometimes with the AI, it gets a little screwy when it's writing things. But buyer's best interest, no steering, ethical conduct. I love that. FAQs about working with exclusive buyer's agent. I might make this a whole separate form, even more so. Then key takeaways. Okay. Conclusion, your path to homeownership. Choose an agent. Navigate with confidence. Achieve your dream home. Now, to show you kind of, I'll go back to my little bot. It's not a little bot. It's very robust, actually. But if you go to FAQs, right? So I went into AI and I said, what are all the questions that somebody might have about buying a home? Boop. I hit that and I watch this. Film. Do. And if they have additional questions, hold on, buyer resources. I showed you just the guide before. Access the library here. Check it. This is the learning library, okay? You go here, go buyer resources. Look at this. 7 reasons to work with a realtor, 7 reasons to own a home, questions when choosing a realtor, vocabulary, prepare for house hunting, what to know about credit scores, how to improve your credit score, prepare, finance a home loan and lending terms, questions to ask when choosing a lender, finance, home clarity, questions to ask about the neighborhood, considering condo HOA, questions to choosing home spectrum, all that, and then some. Okay? So I guess the next question is, what questions do you all have that I can help you with? Because I've given you a lot today. That site was created with Notion.io.ai. Think of it like Google Keep or like Evernote, but when you write notes in there, you can create links, you can embed PDFs and things like that, but you can publish that single page as a website. So I thought that was a better viewing experience than I used to have. All those guides were different PDFs, and I had them in my Google Drive. It was just yucky. I didn't like it. I wanted to go, good enough is not good enough anymore. We have to be exceptional. My whole life I've been accused of being extra, and now it's really paying off because it's extraordinary. It's that little extra that provides value, folks. All right, I don't see any questions. I'll put these last links in the chat. If you're watching this on Instagram, you can't clink. You can't click any links. You can't click any links. Send me a direct message. I'll send you the link for the Zoom so that you can get access to that. Again, it's going to be in 13 minutes. Maybe I'll just start it and there'll be nobody there, but it will build. This is the first time we've done a role play on Zoom open to the public. Okay? A clink. Exactly right. So send me a DM and you can get access to the clink. And then my AI chatbot, lastly but not leastly, it's jmanabot.com. You see it right above me here, but I'll put the link in the chat. jmanabot.com will get you right there. There's also, if you want a chatbot, click it there and send me your information. I'd be happy to help. We can build one like this for you so you can exceed expectations every time. Remember, in the absence of value, compensation becomes an issue, so we want you to build as much value as possible. It's Jeremiah's J-Man Monero with J-Man Speaks. Make it a great day.